Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we're going to do the camera review of the new flagship device from Vivo in India, the Vivo X21. So Vivo X21 is the first smartphone in India with in-display fingerprint scanner, and this is a power pack device, and this is the flagship device from Vivo in India. So device comes with a 6.28-inch Full HD Plus resolution display and is powered by the Snapdragon 660 octa-core chipset with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. Now talking about the camera, let's first have a look at the hardware of the camera. So the device comes with a dual camera setup. It has a 12 megapixel rear camera with f-stop 1.8 aperture, dual pixel face detection autofocus, and 5 megapixel secondary camera for depth sensing which has f-stop 2.4 aperture. There is also an LED flash. Now on the front panel, it has a 12 megapixel shooter again with f-stop 2.0 aperture. So that's the camera aspect of the Vivo X21. Now let's go straight into the camera interface to see if it is different from other Vivo smartphones. So looking at the camera interface, you can see it comes power packed with all the features. Take photo, videos, AR stickers are included. You can see it comes with a lot of stickers in case you want to have some fun images. Then there is also Pro mode included, Face Beauty is included. The Professional mode gives you control over a lot of options like exposure, ISO, white balance, and shutter speed is included. There is also dock mode for scanning documents. So these are some of the options available. Then let's go to the take photo mode, and on the top we have HDR, portrait mode, then there is also live photo mode in case you want a small animation of the photo. And in the settings you can see additional options like watermarking, location information, and touch, voice and palm gestures can be done. So those are the options in the camera. And if you go to the front camera, there is also portrait mode or the bokeh mode included. Now let's go straight into the camera samples we have taken with this device. So first step, let's have a look at the daylight captures. So these are the samples we have taken in daylight conditions with the Vivo X21. Now looking at the captures, we could see that there is good detailing, and the sharpness levels are really impressive, and it's definitely improved over the Vivo V9, the previous smartphone Vivo announced in India. You can also see that the colors are pretty good, and the dynamic range of the images also looks quite good, and also improved when compared to the Vivo V9, which was the flagship device Vivo had launched in India. So the Vivo X21 is definitely a step ahead in terms of the camera department, and probably the best camera smartphone Vivo launched in India, and the overall camera samples looks pretty good in daylight conditions. Now looking at the close-up images, so again you could see that the details are pretty much spot on, and colors and details of the images looks really good, and the close-up images have come really well on the Vivo X21. So definitely the rear camera performed pretty well. The 12 megapixel shooter with f-stop 1.8 performed really well in terms of daylight conditions, and also close-up images, the focusing was also pretty good. So overall in terms of the daylight condition, both in regular shots as well as close-up images, the Vivo X21 did a really good job. Now looking at the low light images. So when we reviewed the Vivo V9, we mentioned that one of the disappointing aspects of the V9 was the low light performance. So here what Vivo has done is, with the f-stop 1.8 aperture camera, the low light performance is drastically improved, and you can see that good image quality. Although in extreme low light condition there is some noise creeping in, but it's quite acceptable for the price segment. And also the overall details of the images looks much better and improved, and this is probably the best low light performance from a Vivo smartphone. So low light performance has also been improved on the Vivo V9. So overall we feel the rear camera did a really good job in terms of the daylight condition as well as in the low light performance as well. Now in extreme low light conditions, you could turn on the HDR mode to bring in additional light, and the images are a bit more well lit and more detailed when you turn on the HDR mode. So that's the low light captures taken with the Vivo X21. Now next step, let's have a look at the portrait samples. So looking at the portrait samples, you could see that again the portrait samples and the bokehs have come quite well, although the edge detection could have been a tad better, but still this is quite decent performance from the rear camera in terms of the portrait samples. Again, portrait samples looked good with good details. The edge detection needs a bit more refinement, but overall we feel it's quite a satisfactory performance in terms of the portrait department. Now the video recording of this device, you can record videos in 1080p resolution as well as 4K resolution, and let's have a look at the video sample taken with this device. So this is the rear camera sample taken with the Vivo X21. So this can record videos in 4K resolution as well as 1080p resolution. So this is the 4K resolution we are recording right now, but it does not have optical image stabilization or electronic image stabilization included. That's definitely a disappointing aspect, but this is the video recording. We are right now recording the video in 4K resolution, so you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output from the video. Phone also supports slow motion as well as time lapse. Now next step, let's have a look at the selfie camera. Now looking at the selfie camera, so this device comes with a 12 megapixel selfie camera with f-stop 2.0 aperture. Unlike the Vivo V9 which had a 24 megapixel selfie camera, here we can see that the selfie performance was quite good, and you can see the good details in the selfies. The dynamic range and the color quality also looked quite good on the selfie camera. So these are samples we are taken with the front facing camera. Now the front facing camera also comes with a portrait mode which is using the software processing, and it does a quite good job here. You can see the edges are quite okay, although at times it has a tendency to blur the edges, but most part this camera performed pretty well and the selfies turned out to be quite good. Now coming to the low light selfies, that's where we could see some noise creeping in the low light selfies. That's one area where we feel it could be slightly improved because Vivo is known for great selfies. So that was a selfie camera of the Vivo X21. So the Vivo X21 is capable of recording full HD video resolution as well as 4K is supported for the front facing camera, which is a 12 megapixel shooter. So this is the 4K Ultra HD sample taken using the front camera on the Vivo X21. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output from the front facing camera sample. So it is also capable of recording videos in 1080p resolution. So finally summing up, how good is the Vivo X21 as a camera smartphone? So we would say the Vivo X21 is definitely an improvement over the Vivo V9, and this is also in a different price segment, and Vivo has done a quite good job with the camera performance, and we feel Vivo has produced a good camera smartphone in the sub 35k price segment with good details, good sharpness levels, and great close-up images, and portrait shots also was quite good, and the selfie camera was definitely above average, if not the best. It still was acceptable for most part. The video recording is 4K support available for both front and rear cameras, but the problem is that there is no EIS or optical image stabilization support, so that's definitely one of the disappointing aspects on the Vivo X21. But for photography needs, the Vivo X21 definitely will not disappoint and is a good camera smartphone in this price segment. So other than that, the only area of concern on the Vivo X21 with regards to the camera is the video recording without the EIS support. But other than that, overall the Vivo X21 is a good camera smartphone. So that was the camera review of the Vivo X21. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button for more videos. This is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.